like, drop a comment, subscribe, even a 5-star review, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Anthony Totri, joined on this Motivational Monday by Shane Diefenbach to my left, Shawn DePaz to my right. Guys, I just want to start off by saying...
It's a malicious Monday. It's not
I was going to say, what's
motivational.
motivating you?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's Monday. It's start of a new week. New opportunities, new chances.
I suppose. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, there's a new opportunity for
for
a shooting guard in ASU's
at a different
basketball
school.
program.
Yeah.
My God, yeah, you bring it up. The big news for ASU today on the basketball side of things is guard Jay Heath reportedly looking to get out, entering the transfer portal, kind of seeking his options, similar to what Jalen Graham did before he ended up going to Arkansas. Just initial reaction to Heath leaving the program.
I don't know. I mean, Bobby usually sticks to an 8-man rotation around that. So I would expect Jay Heath probably, as you said this morning, it probably has to do more with playing time than what the actual program is. I don't think there's any like ill intent.
Yeah.
But it sucks. Definitely one of my favorite players ASU has had in the past couple of years, just because of how fun. I mean, obviously he was only here for 1 year, but just because of how much emotion, intensity he played with, and I just really enjoyed his game, especially obviously from the offensive perspective. He was just a really solid player all around. Could hit the 3-ball consistently, and
Soft finisher.
Could finish hard when you needed him to, because man, was he a good finisher.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks to see him go, but you know, it's not like Marcus Bagley is coming out and saying he's not playing next year. It's not the biggest loss, but I'd say it's a loss nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was sad to see. I mean, average double digits is average double digits all 3 years he's been in college. So like, that's production that you're going to miss, at least to a certain extent. Like you, Shane, I've always been a big fan of his. So definitely sucks to see him leave. I think kind of like we were talking about earlier today, it makes Bobby's life a little easier in figuring out in terms of who he's going to play.
Now it opens up the number 5 for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lineup also. So 4 and 5 are now gone.
Yeah. Interesting.
I love like how that's where we're at.
That's huge.
Shane has always been on that train.
Oh my God. Kind of as you referenced, I think this has to do more with the fact that Heath understands the way Bobby's teams normally go. I've been a big fan of Austin Nunez. I know you as well are a big fan of Austin Nunez. I think.
Does that mean I'm not?
I don't know. Are you a big fan of Austin Nunez?
Very much so.
I think he's going to get some serious playing time this year, and as a freshman, I think that's going to be just huge for the program going forward. I think there's probably going to be some bumps, like there is usually with any freshman that's going to be starting right off the rip. Now, I don't know if he's going to be starting, but I do think he's going to get a lot of playing time. But just looking at this roster, right? Like, I know Bobby typically sticks to 8-man rotations, but like, I can't remember a team this deep that he's had when you look at it, right? So we assume Nunez is going to get playing time. DJ Horn, Bagley, Alonzo Gaffney, Warren Washington, Jemiah Neal, your favorite man, Enoch. You've got the Cambridge brothers. Like, we're already at 9 there.
Yeah, I don't know. Enoch probably doesn't get as much run as he got last year.
He didn't get a whole lot of run last year.
I think he gets probably even less now.
Really? I feel like if let's say Gaffney and Washington both start at the 4-5 spot, and Bagley's a big 3.
They don't run teams like that. They wouldn't do that.
So you think Washington or Gaffney comes off the bench?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they play. I would love Bagley to play the 3. I just don't see this team running like that. I hope so. That'd be nice, but even then, like,
that would be a big lineup.
But you don't know what you're getting from the Cambridge brothers. You know you're getting from one.
Yeah. So you think one of them ends up starting at the 3?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, there's still so much that could come in and out of this team.
Fair.
The one thing I will say about Heath leaving is the word that I always come back to with him is consistency.
Exactly.
He was the only guard that shot over 40% last year.
Yep.
So that's kind of sucks. But maybe this team will be more consistent. You know, you're returning a lot of key pieces. You're not just returning 3 of them. And you're assuming you're getting your best player back.
Yeah.
Assuming. It doesn't hurt, but it's not great.
I think it hurts a little bit. I think there was points last season where he was the guy where if you needed someone to like get to the basket, he was that. I think he was the best finisher on the team.
Luther, you forgot.
Oh yeah,
Luther.
and Luther.
'Cause-
That's
'cause you're-
10.
And did you say Jamino?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said Jemima.
because you're looking at guards now. You have DJ Horn and Nunez as your ball
1,
handling
2, yeah.
guards. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't. That's where losing Heath hurts.
Yeah.
You don't have another ball handling guard outside of those two right now.
And as you both said, in terms of consistency, like we both know, or we all know what DJ Horn is capable of from a scoring perspective. But like when he's cold, he's ice cold. And Jay Heath last season.
I'm sorry, Desmond Cambridge. So you got 3. That's fine.
Yeah. Heath was the consistent guy when Horn was cold, when Marion was cold. Like Heath kept this team in games at points last season. But it's just going to be kind of a TBD. I know you've been a big proponent of this team. You said it at the end of the Pac-12 tournament that this ASU basketball team is going to be one of the top teams in the Pac-12.
First round bye, I think.
Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, I don't think Jay Heath is that important. Like, I'm a fan of his, and I think it hurts, but I don't think he's, like... I think Bagley is probably the only guy that ASU could lose, and I would be like, okay, maybe this changes things drastically, but otherwise, it's going to hurt. But they, like you said, this, at least what this roster is shaping up to be, is relatively deep, so I'm not that concerned. I'm just really curious to see where the leadership is going to come from on this team. Like, I guess it's Bagley, but he didn't play all last year.
Again, that's
so.
assuming. I mean, he says he's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know why we're so pessimistic about.
Because
I know why, but
ASU fans have been scarred.
we have.
Yeah, that is true. But it's one thing to say to a couple people that you're coming back, and it's one thing to go out of your way when no one was really expecting you to say that you're coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaden did the same thing.
Yeah, but that's a whole other situation. I think the football program as a whole, it's a whole different beast. I don't think Bagley would have said he was coming back unless something drastically changes. He's not gonna. I don't think he's transferring at this point. So I don't know, but it'll be interesting.
I bring up the point of what you had to say in regards to ASU being a top Pac-12 team next year because Andy Katz released his way too early top 36 teams for the upcoming season. He's got, in terms of Pac-12 teams, he's got UCLA coming in as the number 3 team in the nation, Arizona at 7, and I believe that does it for the Pac-12 in the top 25. Actually, that does it for them in terms of the top 36. Other teams under consideration include USC,
Oregon's 26,
and Oregon.
Oregon's
on
26.
this list.
Am I looking at the right?
Andy Katz, top 36 as of 8 hours ago.
I'm looking at April 8th.
Yeah. So the latest ones, he has Oregon under consideration and USC under consideration.
Interesting.
And then UCLA and Arizona. But those are the only teams in the Pac-12.
You want to talk about something getting weak in an already weak area? 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
Jay Heath was the best 3-point shooter on ASU last year, percentage-wise.
Well, they lose him and Marion, of course. When Marion was shooting from 3, it was fun, to say the least. I don't know. I mean, Alonzo Gaffney, he's a sharpshooter. Okay?
Shooter.
I'm here for it.
I'm looking at the 3-point percentage. Can anybody tell me what Jalen Graham shot from 3 last year?
12%.
37.
5.6.
Wow. I thought it was going to be something crazy.
I can't even remember the last, how many threes did he take? Does it say how many attempts?
I can find that out.
My God. But back to this while he finds that. Do you think ASU is a top 36 team in the country? Because if they're a top Pac-12 team, a top 4 Pac-12 team.
They don't have to be top 36 to be top 4.
He was 1 of 18.
Pac-12 is not that good.
No, but I'm saying
18.
there's 2 under consideration here, and there's 2 in the actual top 36, right?
True.
So those would be the 4 best teams. So I guess the better question is, do you think ASU is better than one of these 4? UCLA, Oregon, USC, and Arizona.
I think they can be better than
USC.
Oregon. I think they can be better than Oregon.
Isn't Oregon getting a really good recruiting class?
Are they? I
Probably.
don't know. I'm not big in on Oregon recruiting, but I think this team is capable of being a top 4 team. By no means I'm confident in it, but it's not a lock. I don't think it's ridiculous that they're being left off the top 36 or anything like that. I just think I have a lot of faith in Bobby. I feel like it's good. We're not gonna see a team that started off as bad as they did last year. Because I mean, even if they got hot,
but that's why it's so weird, is because Bobby's team usually starts off really good.
Yeah, but if they had gotten hot a month earlier, we're talking about something completely different. I think about what that last year's team was. So
Yeah, bro. Fucking Oregon has 2 5-star signed.
Okay,
One of
well,
them being Dior Johnson.
oh fuck, Dior Johnson,
And they have a 7-footer.
Syracuse commit who decommitted from Syracuse.
5-star center, 7 feet.
All right, well,
So
we
better
got
than
our
USC.
we've got our own 5-star center in Enoch.
Oh my god.
No, I don't know. I think this team might surprise some people. If they finish 5th, I guess I wouldn't be shocked, but I still feel confident that they're capable of finishing in the top 4 in the Pac-12. We'll see, though. I think this year is going to be a lot different than last year. I think is really the only thing I'm sure of.
I think there's a lot more star power on this team, honestly.
Depends on your
think this
definition
team
of
is
star power.
Guys that could take over a game. I mean, obviously you get that with the return of Bagley. But like again, I'm personally, and this is a comparison that in terms of talent probably doesn't stick well, but you look at what Christian Coloco was able to do at U of A last year, like he definitely was able to take over some games just from a size perspective. Like with Warren Washington here, I'm excited to see what it's like for ASU and what Bobby can craft offensively with a 7-footer, especially, you know, we know what he's been able to do with guard play. Like you combine Austin Nunez coming in, the return of DJ Horn, Jemiah Neal is going to take hopefully another step forward.
Yeah,
like this team, I think is capable of a lot.
Plus, if the transfers can show out like what we think they are, 247 right now has them as the 4th best transfer class for next year in the nation.
I like
in
that.
the nation.
I do say like this is something Shane and I were talking about earlier. I'm a big fan of Austin Nunez. I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit. Like he's barely a top 100 recruit. He's 92nd in the country. Like he's skilled and I think he's going to be good. But we're not getting a one and done. Like this isn't.
Well, this is the thing. Also, you can't go into it with the mindset of this man's going to tear it up, but you also can't go in the mindset with he might not do much. He's undersized. Blah blah blah. You just wait and see.
Yeah.
Like you can't assume anything. You've seen players that come in like Jemiah Neal wasn't supposed to play at all this year. He just that you didn't assume he was going to do anything, and he played a bunch.
Do you think there's a possibility that he starts next year?
Jemiah?
Yeah.
I'd say Luther would probably start ahead of him because they do the same kind of thing. Luther's a little better on offense. But again, he's really raw. Him and Enoch are such raw freshmen, such raw talent. And also somebody we haven't talked about at all. Another guy that you can't get too high or can't get too low on is Duke Brennan. 6'10", center, adding some height. 3 stars can be sneaky good, man. Desmond Cambridge was a 3-star, and Devon was a higher ranked 3-star coming into high school. Or no, sorry, Desmond Cambridge wasn't he didn't have any stars coming out of college or coming out of high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Devon did. The roles kind of flipped.
Yeah.
Desmond's the better one so far, but you really don't know what to expect until you see these guys gel because, as I said, you just can't get too high and too low on a recruiting class or a transfer class. You just don't know what they're going to bring. Gaffney's another guy that wasn't supposed to do a whole lot.
Yeah. Jimmy, and I feel like I'm setting up excuses before they even start, but 2 years from now, when you have presumably a year of experience for Nunez, another year of experience for Enoch, Brennan, I feel like the building blocks for a pretty solid team for a couple years is definitely there. Jemiah Neal.
I don't think Bobby has that kind of time though.
I
think this is a season where there were already rumors in the middle of last season that Bobby was on the cusp of not returning.
That's just because of how poorly they started. I don't think that's happening again.
No, but I'm saying if this team doesn't get to the NCAA tournament and they get bounced in the Pac-12 tournament in the first round, I don't think Bobby comes back the following season.
No. Yeah, if the same thing happens, it's going to be hard for people to say
it's tournament or bust for Bobby. I think at this point.
Yeah. I don't know.
You think an NIT championship saves Bobby's job?
Well, it depends on the season. Like if the same type of shit happens again, you just can't blame it on luck anymore. But if they just missed the cut by a little bit and they
first 4 out,
maybe. But I don't know. It just sucks. There isn't a lineage of players that it always seems like in the last 3 years it's just been in and out, and the only constants are Kamani Lawrence, really, and that's it. And now you're hopefully returning DJ Horn. You're basically getting a new player back in Bagley because you didn't really see him at all this year. That's another thing. one, is Bagley going to make as big of an impact as everyone thought he would his freshman year? And two, is he even going to play?
Well, that's another thing. I think we're talking a lot about how we're going to have him back, and he hasn't shown that he's able to stay healthy.
Yeah,
So,
but if he does, from a positive perspective, he could have gotten better. This is a guy that wants to play in the league with his brother, and he has all of the things you can't teach.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think this is going to be an interesting year, but I think it's going to be a trend in the right direction. Last little question about ASU basketball before we move on. How much do you guys think the pressure on Ray begins to put on these other programs?
I feel like if you're Bobby, like, I don't think it matters. I think I don't think Bobby gives a shit really about the football team or any of that. Like,
No, not in that sense.
He's saying Ray, like how much pressure is on Ray for this team to succeed.
I don't think it matters if the football team still continues being a train wreck. I don't think it's. I mean, unless they win like a national championship or something, or the Pac-12 tournament, like I don't think it's gonna matter a whole lot. I feel like the football program being such a train wreck is ultimately what's going to dictate whether or not how long he keeps his job.
Yeah,
it depends on the landscape, man. It depends if it is all, if a lot of the reason why the football players are leaving is NIL and seeking opportunities, like we saw. Messiah Swinson today tweet out any local opportunities in Tempe. Like if they really have to go out and get it themselves rather than them welcoming in, that's not going to bode well.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the future, and it's ridiculous that it's gotten to this point. Squidward. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it has a lot to do with success. I think it just has a lot to do with like the willingness to adapt for Ray,
or die,
and the willingness of ASU's upper echelon people to just be like, that's fine. Or like, is there a conversation even happening right now with him? Are people even talking about what's the problem here? Like, is he being targeted not just by fans, but also within the school? We don't know. Like, is anything going to change? Probably not.
Yeah,
well, that sucks. So, I mean, it sucks for the players, especially on the football team, because I think that's where a lot of, obviously, the NIL stuff, like, just kind of the line gets crossed at that point. But we talked about it, right? Like a lot of new players for ASU basketball, specifically Tempe's welcoming them, and DraftKings is welcoming new customers. You know? Did you know that, guys?
Yeah, I did.
New customers can bet just $5 on any NBA team and get $150 in free bets instantly. You win no matter what. Plus, place the same game parlay each day with 3 or more legs and get up to $25 back if one leg doesn't hit. Guys, how'd your betting weekend go?
Bro, I got murdered.
Did you?
Literally? Okay. I don't know if I want to say this. No, I'm not going to say this.
That bad?
It was, I had one day that was really bad.
How bad is really bad?
It was bad.
Compare it to something.
My picks went really well or they went okay from Friday's show, but I just tried to get a little too cute. Yeah. And then last night I pretty much broke even on my bets during the day. And then I was just like, the Suns can't lose. And so I went pretty big on them and lost. So a bad weekend, but I've also been spoiled the last like 2 weeks. Like I'll lose a little bit of money and then just like hit big on something stupid. So I deserve this for now.
DraftKings put you in your place?
Yeah.
Unlucky.
I tailed Owen on a USL parlay.
Oh, did it hit?
No.
Huh.
It was not like a drastic failure. I think it was just one leg miss.
Oh, no way. One leg miss in a parlay. That sounds crazy. How does that? That never happens.
You're salty.
I wasn't attacking you.
It sounded like you were.
I'm attacking everyone that loves to parlay things. Just bet straight, guys.
But I had been betting 2 of the Coyotes rookies, McBain and Smith, to score their first NHL goals, and Nathan Smith did just that over the weekend. So I got a few bucks off of Nathan Smith's first NHL goal. Now I gotta wait for McBain.
Still waiting on Julio.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask, did he finally hit home?
No, he's been playing really well though. He had a couple gap doubles. He drove in a couple runs the other day. He's trending up. But Bobby Wood Jr. hit a big hit against them too. He's
rookie of the year.
I feel like every at bat is just like there's just
the thing that's better is he was striking out looking. He struck out looking like 11 times in his first like 10 games.
You were worried he was gonna get sent down.
God.
Yeah, I was in the first like 8 games, but now he's starting to hit the ball a little bit. Yeah.
Well, let's hope everybody can do better on their bets than we did this past weekend.
Oh yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it wasn't a great weekend.
Yeah.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PHNX. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the first round of the playoffs and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's promo code PHNX at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus. There's an only gambling problem. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. A minimum of a $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. My tummy's making noises right now.
What'd you eat?
A fig bar before this.
Can we talk
the blueberry
about
fig
why there are
bars.
so many fucking figs in this office?
They slap.
There's not any. There's no figs.
Okay, there are fig
Bars.
Sure. There's
That's
That's
hundreds.
what they're called. That's what I just said. Fig bars. They're really good.
Yeah. What? No one was attacking you.
No, but he was like, "Well, what are they called?" And I was like, "Fig bars."
Oh,
That's what I just said.
The fig
I
bars.
didn't say what they were called.
He just said, "Why are there so many figs?" I'm
Yeah, I
like,
just
"They're
said,
not-
"Why are there so
there's
many
not like actual figs in the office. There's
Yeah.
just bars with fig in it."
Mhm.
Regardless, blueberry fig bars go fucking
Crazy.
stupid. They're so good. They're like what are they called? Like the
Mm.
fuck those. They're like the bars that are like that, but they're
Fig
long.
Newtons?
No. Nutrigrain bars. They're like Nutrigrain
Oh.
bars, but yeah, but like denser, and
Yeah.
they're so good.
They are.
I'm not a big fan of fig anything, really.
They don't taste like fig. Well, I guess I don't know what figs taste like, but they just taste like Nutrigrain bars.
Let us know if you're watching. Do you like figs? And if you do they hurt your stomach like they hurt Shane's?
It's not hurting. I'm just like I'm giving a fair warning to all the fans out there
Dear
that may be
God.
listening with
Dear
headphones.
God.
If you hear a little tummy rumble, don't be a little scared. It's okay.
I'm definitely
Little
gonna be
tummy
scared.
rumble never hurt anybody.
I'm definitely gonna be fucking scared. My God. Well, we talked about ASU basketball. It wasn't a great start to the week for them.
No.
It was a great start to the week for ASU football, which is something we haven't said in a long time. Or
Yeah.
I won't say great. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a net positive.
It was.
Mm.
There you go. That's the way you say it. Iowa State offensive lineman
That's
Joey
how
Ramos
you do the words.
transferred to ASU. ASU over the weekend also got a cornerback from Auburn. I believe his name Rowe. I don't know what his last name is. I forgot what his last name is. But overall, just like what, Shawn, I'll start with you. Which one of those guys is going to be more important
Road
down the stretch?
Roe Torrance. Hard name.
He's big too.
I
He's like
think-
6'4" for
Yeah,
a corner.
he's a prototype outside guy. I really like him.
Like, I don't know what the offensive line is going to look like, really. I like the Joey Ramos thing because, I think the offensive line just needs that. Like, it needs as many options as possible.
Yeah.
Considering the turnover they had. And B, like, he was a productive offensive lineman. Like, he was an offensive lineman when Breece Hall was running all over the place at Iowa State. Like,
Mhm.
that is a nice thing to have. And he has experience. It says last year he played all 13 games, although primarily on special teams, but still, like, he has Big 12 experience. I just like getting experience from any of the other Power 5 conferences.
How about the SEC? Give me
Roe.
Roe Torrance as the
Okay.
most impactful.
Oh,
Secondary, man.
Yeah.
Secondary's lacking. I mean, I'm not gonna. You know what? I almost went back to what we have heard in the past with ASU football saying, "Oh, the secondary is actually going to be really." I don't believe anything a player tells us anymore. I don't. I just can't do
that's
it.
Fair.
I can't do it. So
Harp and broke.
I'm going with
many
what
times.
I'm thinking. The secondary is in a bad spot going into
Yeah?
the season.
okay.
I'm not saying they're bad, but as a collective, they're probably not going to. They're going to be the weakest part of the defense, I think. This gives you a guy who.
I don't know. Oh, the weakest part of the defense. Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought you were just saying the weakest part of the team. And I was
No.
like,
Yeah,
I
I just think getting somebody that not much playing time at Auburn, but 5 tackles or something and like 1 pass defended last year.
you don't end up at Auburn on accident.
Yeah, but 6'4", 197.
He's
I
massive.
love tall corners.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorite like types of defensive players to watch.
Yeah.
Just the way they play the game. So yeah, excited about that. Excited. A tall corner. I don't know what it is, but they always bring you juice. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, fair.
Like Sauce Gardner.
Sauce.
Brings you juice,
He
and
brings
that's
you
a
sauce.
completely different situation. But like, I'm just saying, guys like that play downfield on runs and break up a pass, and then their long limbs are flying everywhere, and you're like, yeah. It's like this, but then their arms stretch from the 50 to the 20.
Joey Ramos is a Phoenix boy.
Deer
Deer
Valley
Valley.
High School, yeah.
So
6'5", what, 305?
give me that just off the low. 6'5", 305. Yeah.
That's a big
Uh,
dude.
This is 305.
Dale.
Yeah.
Are they?
Dear God.
Yeah, no, I like getting local kids. Like I like seeing local kids come back or come here as opposed to leaving. Shout out Ricky Pearsall. And I just, I'm a fan of the beef. I do like a nice tall corner, but like I just think I don't know. I'm not as concerned about the defensive, the secondary. Like the secondary, we saw at least the corners, I believe, play in the Las Vegas Bowl, and like the second half of the Las Vegas Bowl, the defense was unbelievable. So I'm not like overly what.
I'm just laughing at defense being unbelievable against a Big Ten school, but it's whatever.
Fair enough. But
And Wisconsin was very good at throwing the ball last year.
yeah,
They're a
no,
run
I
team.
mean that's. I guess,
And it was Las Vegas Bowl, but
yeah,
again.
but still, they were playing with most of their players. Like they didn't have many people sit out. ASU was playing with basically their B string defense, and they looked okay. They looked solid. So I'm not like, and I don't think there's like issues with like, I think there's.
Hold on, did you just say B string?
Second string
or B team?
Yeah,
A B string.
You combine them.
That's crazy.
B-string?
Yo,
Happy Monday.
I saw Shawn over the weekend in Old Town. He was wearing
What a
this
B-string?
crazy pink B string.
I'm disgusted.
You don't even know what a B string is.
It's just a
No, but I know what a G string is, so
No,
I can
it's
only
just a
imagine what a
headband.
B string is.
Yeah,
it's just a headband, bro.
it's a bean string.
So moving on.
Football and softball.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about
and
softball
baseball.
now. What the fuck happened?
I don't know, David. You want to hop on the mic and explain
David.
explain yourself?
Softball
Fro's looking
expert,
extra
David.
large.
Yeah, I'm actually not concerned at all.
Yeah, David. That's what I like to
I was
hear.
honestly more concerned with how the team played against Utah than the 2 losses to Stanford. I feel like apparently this is Stanford softball this entire year because they won 2 games against UCLA, who
Giant
is
Killers.
Yeah, they're the runner-ups in the Women's College World Series, and then ASU. So I don't know. I'm really not concerned at all. I feel like this is also just Stanford athletics in general. Like they always do this. So when Oregon was really good with Chip Kelly, like they always beat Oregon. When USC was really good with Pete Carroll, like they always beat USC. So I just feel like this is Stanford. I don't know. I think it's kind of good to not necessarily lose, but then you don't have to like worry about the pressure of like, oh, we have the longest winning streak in the country.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I'm not worried at all.
Do you think that Stanford uses its math?
They use something?
Yeah. Protractors?
It's that tree mascot. That
Yeah.
thing's up to something.
Yeah. Me and
Yeah.
Sean tried to jump him.
It's
But
on site.
Excuse me. We tried to jump him, but then we decided against it. So that's why our try failed, because we stopped ourselves.
Yeah.
Let him live on.
If we had wanted to, we could have ended the tree.
Yeah.
I'm not like. It was a matter of time. Like this is kind of the nature of baseball, softball. Like,
Yeah.
It's so hard to win games, even if you're the best team in the country. And like we mentioned, coming into the series, Stanford's a team that beat UCLA, who's supposed to be the best team in the Pac-12. Like, I'm not shocked. It sucks that they lost 2. Like, I would have, I would have felt a little better if it was just 1, obviously. But like David, I'm not very concerned.
Yeah.
I think this is still going to be the best, if not like the second best, if not the best team in the Pac-12 when it's all said and done. So, I don't know. They're going to go into that UCLA series eventually kind of on an even playing field. Like, they both lost to Stanford. They're both in, like, similar positions. So, it's fine. I'm glad that the streak is over now and not in the postseason or against UCLA, something like that. So,
I'm still super excited for that UCLA series in a couple weeks. That's
Same.
going to be, like, I get they both lost to Stanford. Stanford's good, whatever. But, like, I still think
Is that here?
Stanford?
Yeah.
Let's go.
UCLA is in Tempe, yeah.
I think that series is still going to be the, like, telltale sign of who the real team to beat in this conference is.
And ASU is a get-right series against Cal this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And Tempe, too.
they can get back to who they are. They're at home. They have another week at home against UCLA, which will be really nice. Not having to go to Los Angeles like last year where they got swept in. I think they scored 1 collective run in 4 games. It was something ridiculous like that. So, yeah, they should be fine.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case. I think this team is still one of the best in the country. It's not time to jump ship. I think ASU softball is still a softball school.
Yeah.
As of right
Yeah.
now. So
My biggest concern about that series was just the bats didn't really show up. They scored
Yeah.
9 runs over the series, and they scored 10 in the first game of the Utah series.
Yeah.
So like, that's a little concerning. But I think ultimately this team has been so good over the course of the season that they deserve like to have faith in them. Even if they had got swept in the series, I would have been like, all right, like it's still Trisha Ford and ASU softball.
100%.
I still have faith that they're going to be able to, like, even in that UCLA series, I still have faith that they can win that series. So it sucks, but I'm not overly concerned.
yeah, there's still a lot of reason to be excited about ASU softball. It was a rough weekend for them. Also a very rough weekend for ASU baseball.
I wouldn't say. I mean, the last game was
The
very
Sunday
rough.
Sunday was
Sunday was
real
very
rough.
rough.
The first one was rough. Like the way that they
Yeah.
lost that game,
But
that was rough.
You split the season series.
That,
against
yeah,
U of A.
exactly what I said going into this. Like I predicted them to go 1-3 in this series, and but
1-2.
or 1-2, yeah. But like if you had told me, like I said, prior to that first game against Arizona, that they were going to split the season series with Arizona, I would have taken that. Again, the way that they lost on Friday, concerning. It's the same stuff that we've been talking about. Pitching is inconsistent. They don't have any pitching depth. But they managed to pull out the Saturday game. I will take a season split.
Yeah, Sunday specifically, you look at that 4-14 game. My God, that 7th inning wasn't ideal if you're an ASU baseball fan. Sun Devils gave up 7 runs in that 7th inning, which really led to the downfall. It was 6-3 going into, or 7-3 going into that 7th inning. Like there was still hope. ASU had done it before, right, where they've come back in games, but it's that bullpen, man. Like I don't know what it's gonna take, or if we are gonna see it get right by the end of the season.
I don't know. I don't think that's not the kind. I don't think that's the kind of thing that happens in baseball. Like bullpen doesn't just get right. Like they just don't have good pitching.
Yeah.
The bullpen is not very good. So they win games in spite of that, or the bullpen outperforms who they are. But the reality is that their pitching is the weak point of this team. They don't have a bullpen, and that is going to be the problem for the remainder of the season.
So what does ASU baseball need to do for the remainder of the season to, at the end point, be like, you know what? It wasn't great, but it was still a success in terms of Bloomquist was here for his first year and ASU did blank.
At this point, I want them to finish above 500. Otherwise, it's like, I don't know. Maybe do something in the Pac-12 tournament.
Just don't go on a crazy losing streak to end the season.
I feel like it's kind of like basketball. The situation basketball was in. Like
I hate that comp so much.
No, but I mean in terms of like how is at this point, what is the success in this season? Finish strong, hopefully make a splash in the Pac-12 tournament. Otherwise, it's like, I don't know. What was the expectation for this team to begin with? Like, it was, I don't know. It's
you got a new coach. That's it.
Yeah, it's a new coach. Just don't, like Shane said, don't finish on some, like, don't give up some like big losing streak. As long as they can keep kind of splitting these series, not getting swept.
You got 4 more series in conference. You split those, I think you'll be okay.
And you got to beat GCU. I feel like you can't get swept by GCU over the
I would like
course
them to
of the
beat
season.
GCU.
I think that is a horrible look.
I don't know. Give GCU a little bit of credit, I guess.
Well, I'm giving him credit, but like you can't lose both those games.
I mean, they can. ASU baseball is not a very strong team, so like I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
But in terms of like the program in general,
yeah,
like that is if you lose that series,
I mean they're not losing to NAU. Like GCU is still a Division I school. I mean, like it's one of those things where it's like if they end up losing like the next 8 games over the course of the next however many seasons see GCU, sure. If they lose 2 to GCU this year, it's like it's the same thing. It's like it's a new coach. This whole season.
Yeah, but like
is
at
kind
what
of
point is that like? I'm sorry to cut you off, but like the expectations for the women's basketball program, right? They're going to be getting a new coach too.
Yes.
They're returning some players just like ASU baseball did. The expectations are higher for ASU women's basketball than baseball. I feel like.
Are they?
Are they? What
I
are the
feel like they
expectations
are.
for ASU basketball? They missed the tournament last year.
You
They're
lose
losing
the heart and soul of your team and Taya Hansen.
and the
They're returning their best player.
yeah, but they not only are they losing Taya Hansen, they also aren't getting Miles Giles back, and they lost someone named Charlie Turner Thorne. Like I don't think the expectations are
I don't
crazy
think so
high for
either.
that team.
I didn't say they're crazy high, but they're higher than what they were for ASU baseball. No?
Not really. Like, I don't know. What were the expectations for ASU baseball? Like, what were you expecting? I think that, like,
it's not what I'm expecting. I feel like everybody is expecting ASU baseball. This school was a baseball school at one point.
but that was just because there was a big name hire in Willie. Like, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to, like, win the Pac-12.
I'm not
like,
saying, but, like, do you realize where we're setting these expectations at is what I'm saying. Is our expectations for these programs are to go slightly above 500, and that's a win.
I think, but I think regardless, when you look at these programs, if you look at any school, any program that gets a new coach, it's one of those things where it's like
process.
It's a process.
U of A just got a fucking new coach, and they were fucking a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament.
But look at what U of A was prior to their new coach. Like that, they have been a strong program. They've been successful.
Historically, they were a strong program.
They were a strong program a year before.
I get what you're saying, Totri, but you're not getting a U of A type talented team that you're walking into if you're Willie Bloomquist. You're getting a team that's been below average, especially with the last couple of years. Like it's hard to set expectations to finish top in one of the top teams in the conference if it's just fucking Willie Bloomquist along with blah blah blah. David, what do you think?
Bloomquist has also never been a coach before.
Yeah, exactly.
And while Tommy Lloyd wasn't the head coach
he was at Gonzaga.
He was like the #2 guy for like 40,000 years. At like one of the greatest college basketball.
And he's going back there after Mark Few retires.
Stop it.
Exactly. So, I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like that's a little of a technically I don't really agree with that comp with like ASU or U of A basketball.
And like I understand why you're saying that, like why are expectations always so low?
They're to the fucking floor.
But what makes you? What would you set the expectation at?
Yeah, there's no
for
reason
ASU baseball.
Yeah,
to I don't know, be one of the better teams in the Pac-12. Historically, this program has been
not in the past couple of years though.
Historically, at one point, the military academies were producing Heisman candidates.
I'm not talking about 80 years.
No, but I'm saying this program has not been good recently. Yeah. There was no reason to believe that this team was going to be.
You get a turnaround in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You don't expect a turnaround immediately.
I literally just said
a mediocre team.
If you coming into this season, if you had told me they were splitting the season series with Arizona, I would have taken that. And that's kind of like the team in general. If you told me that they're finishing slightly above 500, that's not a win, but like I'm not overly disappointed. Like I wasn't expecting this team to come out and shock the world and be like ASU softball. Like I wasn't expecting that.
You can't go to Outback Steakhouse and expect your steak to taste like Wagyu.
That's not my expectation, but sure. I think you're underestimating just how bad this team is, considering they had their worst start to the season in 20 fucking years with Willie at the helm for his first season.
But it's not Willie's team. Like this wasn't
again,
Willie's loss.
This is Division I athletics.
But he's never coached before. Like if you want to get on
then that's on Ray.
Yeah, okay. If you want to go there,
sure.
But like
you're talking about
the expectations,
the
expectations shouldn't have been higher. They're meeting expectations.
Shouldn't have been high.
100%. They're not meeting fucking expectations.
I think they are. I think that, like, historically, what this program is supposed to be.
They just got the shit kicked out of them on Sunday, 4-14.
To
You're like,
Arizona.
that's meeting expectations?
Yes. Them getting their shit kicked out of them by Arizona is what I would have expected prior to the season. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. Splitting the series, not surprising. Historically, yes, this is supposed to be a great baseball program.
David,
the last few years, this
before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think U of A was at one point ranked number 10 in the country. I'll definitely take a 4-14 loss. It means that ASU got 2 other wins. I had another point. Oh, shoot.
Come to the mic prepared, David.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm trying, man. So, they're like they're one game under 500. I think they had 35 losses with Tracy Smith last year. They're very much outperforming how Tracy Smith did in his final year at ASU. So even if it's not
Arizona Christian,
an incredible improvement
probably better
upon
than
last year, they are still building and it's still getting better. And the expectations as they get better and as you get more into Willie Bloomquist, they will get higher. And they won't like be happy about getting their curb stomped by U of A.
Yeah, I just think it's the same thing with new coaches all the time.
You know what that is? Totri just got Rodish. That's what we're calling him.
Rodish.
He actually wrote it.
I was gonna say.
Nice.
Like, I don't think you pronounced his name.
But Rodish sounds cooler.
It does, and that's what it should be.
Okay, all right.
You're no longer than the mic, so people
we
can
got one
hear
more
you.
topic, huh?
Yeah, but before we get there, I think we can agree that ASU baseball is lacking their athletic greens. right? Anybody?
Yeah, at least the bullpen is not
Yeah.
the Athletic Greens.
I think the entire fucking team, but that seems to be where we disagree. Athletic Greens is a no-brainer. It supports better sleep quality and recovery. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews. It costs you less than $3 a day, plus you're investing in your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/sundevils. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/sundevils to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Guys, last topic of the day. Came across this on Twitter, but it's a lot older than just what I saw on Twitter today. So, Jordan Davis, the ginormous defensive tackle for Georgia, going to be a top 20 pick in the NFL draft easily. Just a monster of a human being. Today I found out that growing up, he was a big DJ at parties. And when I say big, I mean physically, not like actually. But he went by the name of DJ Oreo.
It's fire.
It does go hard.
I couldn't tell you if it was because he liked Oreos or if that was just like the name that he went with. But what would your DJ name be and why?
So I did used to DJ college parties for my fraternity, and my nickname in my fraternity was Father. So the Suns chat calls me DJ Father sometimes. So I already have one. But thinking like to maybe like, what was it earlier? DJ Murder on the Light Rail.
Oh, murder on the
light rail. I don't know. Maybe like DJ Public Transit. Like, that goes hard.
DJ PT.
Yeah.
I have made a
DJ Horn.
No, you're not.
I have made a song with a friend one time, and the I guess pseudonym I went under was Tortellini Tino. And I fucking love Tortellini Tino.
That goes hard.
Right? Tino was like a nickname I had growing up that my family called me, my parents called me. So Tortellini Tino, and I fucking love tortellini. It's kind of got the same energy as DJ Oreo. Like, it's
Tortellini
just
Tino.
a food that I like. And
Is it on SoundCloud? Where can we find this?
I don't know. My friend makes music, and he asked me to put a verse, so it was a joke though.
Oh, so you have no idea where it is?
No,
but it could be on SoundCloud.
I want to find it.
Yeah, David, that is your mission this week. Find Tortellini Tino's verse on whatever song that was. And maybe we can get that to be our intro music from now on.
I hate to bring it back to this. I just want to be right.
I want to be right.
ASU baseball, their preseason prediction, coaches poll, finished 7th in the conference. Guess where they are ranked right now? 7th. Expectations met. Anyways, what's your DJ name?
You pissed me off, Shawn.
DJ Bad Take. DJ Expectations.
Yeah. DJ Expectations. That's what I'm going with. DJ Smoothie King.
DJ through the roof.
Smoothie King.
DJ Smoothie King.
You're drinking smoothie from somewhere else right now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still going
DJ
with
One Stop.
King.
DJ One Stop kind of goes hard low key.
DJ Stop Sign.
DJ Protein.
DJ Stop Sign.
DJ No Carbs.
DJ Cutting Season.
And on that note,
DJ
you can
Bulking
follow
Season.
the show at PHNX
DJ
_Sun Devils.
DJ
You
Segway.
can follow me at Anthony _Totreat.
Totri.
Go ahead, Shane.
You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef.
You can follow me on Twitter at Shawn _to_pause. Murdering the light rail is always on.
Murder! We'll be
Murder
back
on the
Public
light
transit
rail.
Wednesday
homicide!
with an
Murder
audio
on the
show,
light
but
rail.
for
That's
now,
not nice.
Peace.